If you think creatine is just a supplement for bodybuilders chasing bigger muscles, you are missing one of the most misunderstood tools for brain performance. Creatine became famous in the fitness world because it improves strength and physical power. But what most people don't realize is that its most important role has nothing to do with muscles. It has everything to do with energy, and especially brain energy. Your brain is the most energy-demanding organ in your body. It represents only about 2% of your body weight, yet it consumes roughly 20% of your daily energy. Every time you think, focus, solve problems, manage stress, or make decisions, your brain is burning through energy molecules called ATP. ATP is the fuel that allows brain cells to function. When ATP levels drop, mental performance drops with it. This is when people experience brain fog, slower thinking, poor concentration, and mental fatigue. And this is exactly where creatine becomes interesting. Creatine acts as an energy buffer system. It helps recycle used ATP back into its active form, allowing your brain to maintain energy levels during demanding mental tasks. In simple terms, creatine works like a backup battery for your brain. Research shows that creatine supplementation can support short-term memory, mental endurance, and cognitive performance, especially during stressful conditions. One of the most fascinating findings is that creatine seems to be particularly effective when the brain is under pressure. For example, studies have shown improved cognitive performance during sleep deprivation. People who supplemented with creatine performed better on complex mental tasks compared to those who didn't. This matters if you are a student, an entrepreneur, a shift worker, or anyone who occasionally operates on limited sleep. Now here is a detail most supplement companies never mention. The cognitive benefits of creatine appear to be even stronger in vegetarians and vegans. Why? Because the main natural source of creatine in the human diet is red meat and fish. People who avoid animal products often have lower baseline creatine levels, including in the brain. When vegetarians supplement with creatine, the relative improvement in mental performance can be significant. That doesn't mean omnivores don't benefit. It simply means that people with lower baseline levels may notice the effects more clearly. Another important point is stress. Mental stress rapidly increases ATP consumption in the brain. Creatine helps stabilize energy availability, which may explain why some people report improved mental resilience and focus under pressure. Now let's address the common myths. First myth: creatine damages the kidneys. This claim has been studied extensively. In healthy individuals with normal kidney function, long-term studies show no evidence of kidney damage from standard creatine doses. Creatine has been one of the most researched supplements in the world for decades. Second myth: creatine causes hair loss. This idea comes from a single, small study that suggested a possible increase in DHT levels. The finding has not been consistently replicated, and there is no strong evidence that creatine directly causes hair loss. Third myth: creatine causes bloating. This usually happens only with high-loading doses of 20 grams per day. For cognitive and general health purposes, loading is unnecessary. Now let's talk about how to take creatine properly for brain benefits. The best form is creatine monohydrate. It is the most researched form, the most affordable, and the most reliable. You do not need buffered versions, liquid creatine, or exotic blends. A simple daily dose of 5 grams is enough. Take it once per day, consistently. Timing matters. Timing matters more than most people think. For brain-focused benefits, creatine is best taken earlier in the day. Morning or early afternoon tends to work best for most people. Taking creatine too late at night may interfere with sleep in some individuals, not because it is a stimulant, but because it increases cellular energy availability. If you drink coffee or caffeine, taking creatine alongside it is generally fine and may even support mental endurance during long work sessions. Hydration rule. Creatine pulls water into your cells. This is part of how it works. If you supplement with creatine, you should consciously drink more water throughout the day. This helps prevent headaches and supports overall cellular function. When do you notice the effects? It's also important to set realistic expectations. Creatine does not work overnight. Most people do not feel immediate effects in the first few days. For cognitive benefits, noticeable changes usually appear after 1 to 3 weeks of daily use, as creatine levels gradually increase in the brain. This is why consistency matters more than timing or brand. Simple, evidence-based stacks. Creatine also works well as part of a simple, evidence-based supplement stack. It pairs naturally with magnesium, which supports nervous system regulation and sleep quality. It also works well with omega-3 fatty acids, which support brain structure and inflammation balance. You don't need complex nootropic blends. Simple combinations used consistently are often more effective. Now, who should consider creatine primarily for brain performance? Students preparing for exams, professionals doing mentally demanding work, people dealing with high cognitive stress, individuals who experience frequent mental fatigue, vegetarians and vegans, and anyone interested in long-term brain energy support. Who should be cautious? People with known kidney disease should always consult a healthcare professional before supplementing. As with any supplement, individual medical conditions matter. Creatine is not a stimulant. It will not give you a sudden rush like caffeine. Instead, it supports mental endurance, clearer thinking over time, more stable focus, less cognitive fatigue under pressure. Another important factor is age. As we get older, natural creatine levels in both muscles and the brain tend to decline. This may contribute to reduced energy, slower recovery, and mental fatigue. Research suggests that older adults may benefit significantly from creatine supplementation, not only for physical strength, but also for maintaining cognitive performance and mental clarity. Creatine is also safe for both men and women. Despite common misconceptions, there is no evidence that creatine causes hormonal imbalance or unwanted weight gain in women. At standard doses, creatine supports cellular energy, not bulk or muscle size, especially when physical training volume is low. This is why creatine should not be seen as a gym supplement. It should be understood as one of the simplest, safest, and most cost-effective tools for supporting brain energy. Cheap, well-researched, and often overlooked. If this video helped you see creatine differently, subscribe to Vitality Lab. We focus on evidence-based supplements that strengthen both the body and the mind. See you in the next video.